Look, I keep it low to the T. U.P.K play the kings. Ain't shit sweet, got so a thing, and my youngin' bittersweet. This a whole nother way, boy. Tell them get the fuck off the beach, boy. I'm in the field with the cleats. Ain't one of us here preach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas on the tree. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas on the tree. I'm in the field with the cleats. Ain't one of us here preach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas on the tree, boy. This shit is some weed. I'm on go, but they don't believe. You know I'm winning with the team. Screaming, Billy, beach. And if that was screaming out, let it work. I'm about to cut the curse. I'm on grind, bitch, I'm working. Alright, all them lies, they ain't working. Niggas weak, they be church. I'm a West nigga, that's a search. When it comes to line, I'm on back up. Got my head there with this life. When I come through 300 strong, 144 for the night. Oh, my niggas weak. In this bitch with the ice. That all y'all do the street. Tell y'all to go to the street. The nigga made the wrong move when he figured they out the lead. Ain't one of us hit the lead. Ain't one of us hit a break. Go through all black, got a jack, man. All the niggas go trick. I keep it low to the T. U.P.K play the keys. Ain't shit sweet. Got so a thing. And my youngin' bittersweet. This a whole nother way. Tell them get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. Ain't one of us here preach. They come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas on the tree. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas on the tree. I'm in the field with the cleats. Ain't one of us here preach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas on the tree. You see this look that's on my face, it's up for real with it. I hit the street with all my bitch was in the field with it. You saw this cotton just an act of Uncle Phil with it. And then my targets on the moment, I can still hit it. Hey, I speak true cause it's necessary. Color Jack revolutionary. Cold on them like January. Commanding dinner is a visionary. Soul food, no sweets. Your preacher man, he's sweet. As a matter of fact, he weak. It's war time, but people think you hard, nigga, you ain't. But with us, nigga, you can't. You smart cars, we takes. We farm up, we race. We ride a bag, this rap shit. All black, no bright shit. Real life, no cap, bitch. Fall over, that's cap shit. I can't over to the team. U.P.K play the keys. Ain't shit sweet, got so thick. Yeah, my youngin' bittersweet. This a whole nother way. Tell them get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. Ain't one of us here preach. They come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas on the tree. Come through all black gully jack, man.
Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Shema Shabbat to all the brothers. Means Yahweh bless you in the name of Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shema Lafan Bashim Shai. And Yahweh watch over you sisters in the name of Yahweh Shai. I'm Police and Officer 50 Shari Yuan under Commanding General YAHANNA. We are the I.S.U.P.K, which is started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Tonight is Saturday night's scripture breakdown class. Understand, all schools across the nation, every school under Commanding General YAHANNA, are doing a scripture breakdown tonight. This is No Cowards Canada. The title of our class today is Montreal Cop Kneels on a Teen's Neck. Understand, if anybody's been following the news, following what's been going on in this world, last year there was a big uproar with a brother named George Floyd. That brother had a cop kneel on his neck for over 8 minutes long, suffocating him and executing that brother out on the street. Now, with this story that we're going to get into, this is a young teenager. This is a teenage boy who was 15 years old. And his brother wasn't killed, but the same practices that these cops have been using, they're not only using on grown adults, but they're using them on little kids. You understand? This is a 15-year-old teenage boy who had a cop kneel on his neck, suffocating him. Thankfully, his brother wasn't murdered. You understand? The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we are the true Jews. We are the real Israelites the Bible speaks of. And we've been over here in captivity in North and South Central America, suffering different curses, suffering oppression, suffering slavery. You understand? This oppression that's been going on with us, there's been a lot of atrocities committed to the children of Israel. You understand? And this is something that this 15-year-old boy is unfortunately going to have to live with and probably remember for the rest of his life. A lot of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians living in the ghettos, barrios, and reservations, we've encountered a lot of brothers, a lot of young brothers have encountered a lot of traumatic experiences dealing with police. And this young brother, not only was it a traumatic experience for him, but also a traumatic experience for his family, especially knowing what happened to George Floyd. You understand? So we're going to get into this article, read a bit about this, read a bit about the oppression, read a bit about the police brutality, you understand, and some of the things going on over here in Canada. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. We're going to jump right into this article. And this happened over in Montreal. All right. Come. We're gonna pull up. Select it. We'll go ahead and play the video.
Oh, wow. Oh. Il a fait quoi, vous? Oh.
Select it. I'm just gonna pause that for a second. This article says 15 seconds. We've been playing for what? 40 seconds. And he still has his knee on this child's neck. You understand this? Whoever wrote this article, it's clear as day they're trying to downplay what took place this day. You understand? I'm going to rewind that a bit.
Oh, wow. Oh. Il a fait quoi, vous? Oh.
Now, just look at how this devil he's squatting on this brother. He's putting all the pressure of his weight. This devil, myself, I don't know how much this devil weighs. I'm in a 2 bill club, right? 2 effing bills. How much do you think this devil weighs? With this vest on, with his belt on, with everything. He's in the weight room, right? This is a child?
It's a 14-year-old child.
A 14-year-old child. In 15 seconds. He was trying to snuff this brother out, right? Quicker than they did George Floyd, right? That's what these devils do, right? They try to kill us, right? He's in a full squat position, all of his weight, and looks like he's bracing on the wall, trying to put more pressure on him, right, Salakia? Good effing night.
This brother's not even resisting.
Right. This is in Montreal. Where are the real niggas in Montreal? Right? And these people in the background, they're just watching. Now, if that's a brother in the background, he should have been willing to give his life to make sure his brother wasn't killed. Again, there's that knee in the neck, right in the back, right across his neck, face in the pavement. You know what? We need to keep this image right there. We need to keep it right. Let's get some more. Let's have more time. Right. I want to keep it right there. Right. Let's keep that image right there for a second. Because you need to see what is going on to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And this is you're only seeing this now because of the cell phone.
That's right.
Right? If there wasn't no cell phone, you wouldn't be seeing this. So we're gonna keep this right. You know what? You're only seeing this now because of the cell phone. Look at that. Right? We can bring out any pieces. Yeah.
Yeah. Like this stuff that they do to us is disgusting.
Right.
You understand? Again, this is a 14-year-old child. You understand? He's not resisting arrest. You understand? He could have picked this child up long ago, sat him down in the back of the car. You understand? And this child wouldn't have gone anywhere.
Right.
You understand? He's already terrified. He's already scared of everything he's been seeing in the news, all the stories he hears. This child, like every black child, was probably told from a young age, you understand? You got to watch how you carry yourself.
Right.
You understand? You got to watch what you say around these police. You understand? It's almost like it's ingrained in us from young. You understand? To watch out for the police.
Right. So, Salakia, if I may, if you're a brother that's been harassed by the police, beat down by the police, choked out by the police, and you're not in this class with us, what the hell are you doing for your people? Right? You could talk all that talk, but if you ain't walking it, what are you doing? You should be right here with us right now. That's what you're supposed to do to make sure this doesn't happen, right? Every brother is supposed to be in these classes with us, so this stuff doesn't happen, because you know the police hate you. So, if I may, right?
Okay.
So, right. Let's go to Job 9 and 24. I'm gonna get rid of this image right now. This is a disgusting image. I'm gonna let you see it one more time. Look at it. Look at what these oppressors are doing to our brothers and sisters. Right? Right? And now I'm gonna get rid of it. Right? Let that sit in your mind. Right?
This is the book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
Canada is given into the hands of the wicked. The UK is given into the hands of the wicked, right? United States, Jamaica, wherever blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are, it's given into the hands of the wicked.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
Right? They made our king a effeminate oppressor, right? They made our king into a white boy. Read.
If not, where and who is he?
Right? Where and who is he? This is what's happening. Look, you see it. Those oppressors are wicked. There is no good judgment in them. There is nothing good about them. That was it.
And Salaki, the other one, if you could grab Ezekiel chapter 35 and verse 3 for me. Just going to bring out a little what was in this brother's, not this brother, this devil's spirit. You understand? To be able to do what he did that day to that 14-year-old child. You understand? They don't show any regard for the young, for the old. You understand? They don't care how old we are. They hate us the same. You understand? We're going to start in Ezekiel chapter 35 and verse 3.
Right. Ezekiel 35, verse 3. And say unto it, Thus saith the Lord God, Behold, O Mount Seir.
Mount Seir. Mount Seir, that is a place where Esau dwelt. You understand? When you read through these scriptures, you will see this was the land of Edom, the land of Idumea, the land of the Edomites. You understand? Mount Seir is speaking about the so-called white man. You understand? Mount Seir is speaking about the European man, the people of European descent. Keep reading.
Slovakia. I am against thee. I will stretch out thine hand against thee.
The Most High is going to stretch out his hand against these people for all the crimes that they have committed to the children of Israel.
Right.
Keep reading.
And I will make thee most desolate.
What blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians got to know, we got to stop giving our love to these people.
Right.
You understand? There is a day that is coming where the Most High is going to destroy the nation of Esau.
Right.
You understand? Keep reading.
Time. And I will lay thy cities to Slovakia. I will lay thy cities waste.
I may lay those cities.
I will lay thy cities waste.
It might happen.
Will lay thy cities waste.
Keep reading.
And thou shalt be desolate.
The nation of Esau, his cities are going to be laid waste. It doesn't matter what anybody says. It doesn't matter how anybody feels about these people. The Most High is going to avenge the nation of Israel. You understand? Because the Most High loves us. The Most High loves blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are God's chosen people. You understand? And there's a special place for us. You understand? Any nation that comes against us, any nation that sheds the blood of the children of Israel, any nation that oppresses the children of Israel, you are oppressing God's children. And the Most High is going to avenge us. Read it.
Slovakia, where was I? And thou shalt know that I am the Lord.
And thou shalt know that I am the Lord. There's a time coming, like it just says in the book of Jeremiah, where no longer is Yahweh, the Most High, going to be known as the God that saved the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But a day is coming when the Most High is going to be known for saving the children of Israel out of the land of the north. That time is coming. You understand? Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, it would be wise for you to pick a side. You understand? It would be wise for you to obey your father. That way, in the day of our salvation, the Most High will be with you. Keep reading.
Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in thine time of their calamity.
Right now, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we are living in hell. Understand? We are living in a time of our calamity. We are living in the ghettos, the barrios, and the reservations. We're struggling to pay our bills. You understand? We're struggling to pay our bills and just get by. You understand? We are living in hell. A lot of us living in roach-infested apartment buildings, roach-infested ghettos. You understand? We are living in a time of our calamity. Read that again, Baba Kishab.
because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in their time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end.
The so-called white man, he has been oppressing us for over 400 years. You understand? And what I was talking about earlier, you see a man, you know a man by his fruits. You understand? You know what's inside of a man's heart, inside of a man's mind, by what he does,
Right,
by how he acts.
right,
And when you look at the history of the so-called white man, it is clear as day that he has had a perpetual hatred for the children of Israel.
right,
You understand? He has had a perpetual hatred because of the blessing that was given to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? And there is nothing you can do to change that man. There is nothing you can do to make that man love you.
right.
You understand? The so-called white man has a perpetual hatred for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And we see that today. You understand? We see that in the video that we just watched. You understand? And there's another video that we're going to bring up about what two undercover cops did
Right,
to a brother in Toronto.
right. We about to get there, right? But you said something that I gotta get the precept of what you just said. But give me 1 second while I get the precept that you want, right? Shot, right? You're Salakia. We're trying to make the oppressor love us. What the hell are you thinking? How are you trying to make the oppressor love you? How are you trying to make these heathens love you? Right? The heathens will never love you. They hate you. They've always hated you. How do you think you ended up in Canada, Jamaica, United States, the UK, all the islands? Right? How do you think you ended up there? Because the oppressor hated you. The Northern Kingdom, the oppressor always hated you, and he's hated you so much, you had to leave from Assyria to get to the South Americas, to get to the Americas. Right? Hold up. Let me find it. Baba Kasha, can you read 13?
Come. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 13. Consider the work of God.
Consider everything the Lord has done to show you that the oppressor does not like you. Right? To show you that you're supposed to be on top and the oppressor is supposed to be on bottom, under you. Right? You're supposed to be above the oppressor. You're supposed to be above these heathen nations that we just seen. They were bathing in rivers of feces and throwing their gods in those same rivers. Right? These oppressors, they're Salakia. We were out handing out flyers today, and this brother tried to act like he didn't hear me talking to him. Right? So I said, there's no love for a black man. He said, I'm a black man. So I said, so what? You don't have love for me? He said, of course I have love for you. I said, so what do you think about the sister from Jamaica who was slapped, accused of stealing when she didn't steal anything? Right? You can't make these oppressors love you. And they tried to make her apologize. They made the Moabite woman apologize like that did anything. Right? Continue reading.
For who can make that straight which he hath made crooked?
The Lord made every oppressor crooked. You're trying to make him straight. He doesn't love you. You're hanging out with him. He's about to strangle you. Right? He's about to snuff your life out because that's what he does. Look at the sister, right, who was with the NFL player. She woke up in the hospital. She was in the kitchen cooking. She woke up in the hospital looking like SpongeBob and Squidward. Right? Her face was destroyed. Right? You can't make this oppressor love you and make him think that, make him be straight. He's crooked. The Lord made him crooked for a reason. So, shot.
Khan, and Slakia, I don't want if I may.
Right.
Just to jump up a couple chapters. Salaki, can you read Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 7?
Come.
Just to piggyback off of what Officer Zabadi was saying, these people are not meant to be over us.
Right.
You understand?
Ooh, that's right. You know, I was just thinking about that. Salaki, I think Simon's falling down. Just a little Salaki, can you get that real quick? It's kind of heat. We bring the heat. It's melting the tape off the wall. Salakia, let's get it. Right? Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 7. I seen servants upon horses.
This is King Solomon speaking.
Right.
You understand? This is the wisest man to ever walk the earth.
Right.
You understand? And this brother was moving in the spirit of the Most High. You understand? He had the spirit of the Most High, and he was able to see things because he moved in the spirit. You understand? This is what allows brothers in the I.S.U.P.K to be able to prophesy, to see things that are going to come to life in the future. You understand? And this is a brother who was the wisest man to ever walk the earth. And this brother is speaking about something that he saw in the future.
Right.
So, like, you read that from the top?
Come. I've seen servants upon horses.
King Solomon said he saw servants. He saw people that were less than. People that are supposed to be on the bottom of society on horses. You understand? What is a horse? A horse is a high place.
Right.
You understand? We use that analogy today when we say things like a car has a lot of horsepower.
Right.
Right? It's a powerful thing. It's a high place. You understand? Keep reading.
And princes walk, Salakia, and princes walking as servants upon the horse, upon the earth.
And King Solomon saw princes. Salakia, read that again.
I seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
And King Solomon saw people who were meant for rulership walking in a low place. You understand? And King Solomon understood something. He understood a prophecy that was spoken about in the book of Genesis. You understand? He understood that prophecy that said, the elder shall serve the younger.
Right.
You understand? Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, man, you were meant for rulership. You understand? You were meant to be the Most High's battle axe. You understand? We were meant to rule this world, to lead this world, and to do it righteously.
Right.
You understand? These people are not meant to be over us. So like I said, that was all I wanted to bring up.
God, that was heavy, right? And even these people aren't supposed to be over us, right? They're not supposed to be over us at all, right? The Lord doesn't like our oppressors. He hates our oppressor, right? If you could, Baba Kasha, if you could, can you get me Romans 9 and 13, right? The Lord has someone that He loves, though. Yashra Allah, right? That's the Prince of Power, right? The Lord loves blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? Why do you think we're at the bottom, right? A good father will punish his children, right? Salakia, when you're when your boys don't do what you command them to do,
Right.
not what you plead with them to do. You command them. You tell them, do this, do that. Don't do this and don't do that.
Right.
What are the consequences of them not doing it?
Like the other one, we got a saying in my household.
Right.
It's listen or punish. You
Right.
understand? There's nothing else. You can do as I say or you feel.
Right. And the water, right. That's how the Most High is. The Most High says, do this or do that. Now, if you don't do this, he doesn't. He's gonna put you through trials, through tribulations, right? He's gonna put you through Salakia. What's the best way to say it? He's gonna put you on timeout Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we've been on timeout.
Right.
We've been at the bottom. We're not supposed to be here, right? We're supposed to have parliament. The Gadites on reservations, they're supposed to be in Ottawa, right? They're supposed to be running Canada, right? Baruch Shah, a few minutes.
Done. This is the book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Jacob have I loved. Salakia, who's Jacob?
Jacob is a progenitor of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians.
Right, right. So the Lord loved blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, right? But Esau have I hated, right? There are many tribes of Esau. You just listen, the NDP, the liberals, conservatives, right? The Germans, like Salakia. You just, the list goes on and on, right? Now, there was a a tennis player. She's a Haitian, right? Her mom is a heathen, but she's a sister, right? Her father is a Levite, right? She left the French open. That's another Edomite tribe, right? The French. She left the French open because she said she was going through stress, right? Instead of leaving the French open, she should have got up there and spoke every day at the conference about how the French has destroyed her people, right? The Lord loves her people, right? The Lord loves the Levites, right? That's what she should have talked about. She should have talked about the billions the French have made off the Haitians, right? Read that one more time, Baba Kasha.
Verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Right. Esau, the Lord has hated, right? That's all you have to know. The Lord loves you if you're Black, Hispanic, and Native American. The Lord hates Esau, right?
Salakia, sir, did you want to get into that video?
Come on, we can get into the video right quick. This is it right there.
Okay.
Right, we can get into this video. Hold that. Right. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, if you're tired of this damn oppression, right, you got to get into I.S.U.P.K. Right? You got to find out where this brotherhood is. You got to find out, like, my brother traveled from up north to come down so we could do this class. I haven't seen my brother in months, and it felt like I just seen him yesterday.
Right.
Right? We're outside putting in work. Right? Let me hit you with that screen share right quick. Right. Salakia, one moment. Salakia, we back at it. We back at it, right? Hold up. 1 second. Let me play this video for you.
Testified in court today that he was the victim of racism at the hands of police, all over a bus fare. CTV's Marella Fernandez has the story and a warning for you tonight. The footage you're about to see is disturbing.
A male refusing to get off.
December 2019, a Toronto bus driver put out a radio call for help. He said a passenger was told to get off the bus and wouldn't. That man is Chase Richards. He says he didn't get off because he'd paid his fare. Minutes later, 2 Toronto police detectives showed up. They were not in uniform. Richards testified Detective Christopher Hutchins, seen in the plaid shirt, said to the bus driver, "Is this the expletive that is causing the problem?" 20 seconds later, this happened. Richards says he was grabbed by the throat and held that way for about 30 seconds.
But it's certainly not something police trained to do, to grab somebody like that.
Richards was then pushed to the ground and handcuffed. After that, the detective sat down and put his feet on Richards' back.
If in fact he was resisting, the officer would have been down on the ground with him.
Hutchins is being tried for assault. He's been on the force for 24 years. Right now, he's suspended with pay. Video from the patrol car was also reviewed today in court.
I got choked. Okay. He physically choked me.
Richards was arrested for causing a disturbance and mischief. The charges were later withdrawn. He told the court today he felt like race was an issue from the start, saying, "I don't think if it was a young white male that entered on the back of the bus, he would go through all that ordeal."
It's absolutely awful the way that Black people need to always be thinking about how they are appearing in public space to other people.
Toronto police would not speak to a specific case, but did release a statement today saying they teach their officers to use proportionate force and do not teach neck restraint or chokeholds as a standard. This trial resumes in September. Lisa.
All right, Marla Fernandez with the surveillance video tonight.
The energy's here. I need you to be ready. We're going to be working together. Let's get started.
Coming off of that bike, and we're going to work that core.
Find that balance. Oh, let's go, you guys.
You got this, me and you.
Again, these people have a perpetual hatred for us. You understand? These people absolutely hate Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? One of the things you learn when you're fighting is a good place to hit somebody is in their jaw or in their face. A second place you hit somebody if you want to take them down is right in their neck. You understand? This off-duty police officer straight up assaulted a Black brother in the neck. You understand? Just from a conversation. Where is this policeman's discipline? Where is this policeman's decorum? You understand? Isn't it taught that we're supposed to only defend ourselves? You understand? This off-duty police officer went all out on the offensive. You understand? And better believe it, these people are going to pay for messing with God's children. You understand? They are going to pay with slavery, with hardcore bondage. You understand? And one day, eventually, with their lives. You understand? Matter of fact, let's jump right to the scriptures. We're going to go to the book of Revelations. This is the book of Revelations, chapter 13 and verse 10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. You understand? The Most High is all about justice. You understand? When we're taught in the world, it's the law of karma. What goes around comes around. You understand? Everything that these devils have done to God's chosen people, they are going to be rewarded for their evil. You understand? Revelation 13 and verse 10 says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. You understand? It's only fair. It's only just. It's only right for these European people to go into slavery. You lead a man into slavery, you should go into slavery. You understand? That's justice. That's fair. Goes on to read, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. If you take another man's life, it's only fair that somebody takes your life. You understand? We had 90 million blacks killed. You understand? We had over 60 million Native Indians killed. Mass genocide, mass murder, terrorism. You understand? They have slaughtered God's chosen people. And they are going to be rewarded for their lives. With their lives, Salaki. Understand? Let's jump back to, we were breaking down the book of Romans. This is the book of Romans chapter 9 and verse 13. It says, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. You understand? The Most High loves blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And he hates a nation of people. You understand? This isn't, unlike Christianity, they teach the God of the Bible loves everybody. You understand? But when we get into the scriptures, we see that he hates a nation of people. He hates the European man for what they've done to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Verse 14 says, what shall we say then? What should we say? What should we think about this idea that the Most High hates a race of people? Is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid. For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion. You understand? It is the Most High's right to love something in his creation. It is the Most High's right to hate something in his creation. You understand? The Most High can do whatever he wants. This is his creation. Let's jump down to verse 18. It says, therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will harden it. Verse 19, thou wilt say then unto me, why doth he yet find fault? For who hath resisted his will? You understand? Why does the Most High find fault with this nation of people when he created them to be who they are? Verse 20, nay, but O man, who art thou that repliest against God? This is something people have to get in their heads. The Most High can do whatever he wants. We are a part of the Most High's creation. He can love who he wants. He can hate who he wants. He can make a small cat. He can create a large cat. He can make a large fish. He can make a small fish. The Most High can create something that smells terrible. The Most High can create something that smells beautiful. The Most High does all these things. Verse 21, hath not the potter power over the clay? Does not the Most High have power to do whatever he wants with his creation? Of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we were created as vessels of honor. You understand? We were created as people meant to rule this earth righteously. Right. The scriptures say when the righteous rule, the people rejoice. But when the wicked rule, the people mourn. You understand? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we were not created to be on the bottom of society. We were created to be vessels of honor. And we got to return back to the Most High and keep his laws, statutes, and commandments. And it reads, verse 21, and it reads, and another unto dishonor. Esau, Idumea, the so-called white man, the devil the Bible speaks of, he was created as a vessel of dishonor.
Right.
You understand? The Most High, if he wants to create a pot to put on some large display, put it up and sell it for $1 million, he can create a pot that looks that beautiful, that's that lovely, that's that well built. He can also create a pot to piss in. You understand? And that's what this nation was created for. With that, let's jump to the book of Genesis, chapter 27, and verse 41. Verse 4.
Salakia. Shalom, Trooper Sakat. Yahweh Bashim Al-Shabrak.
Shalom, Yahweh Bashim Al-Shabrak.
Can you hear us out?
Slacky, you're on mute, Trooper.
Hey, Shalom, Adawanyim, Yahweh Bashim Al-Shabrak.
Most High in Christ. Do you got your sword with you?
Khan, sir, I have my sword.
Can you jump to Genesis 27 and 41, Baba Shah?
Genesis what, sorry?
Genesis 27 and 41, Baba Shah.
27 to what, sorry?
41.
41.
27 and 41? Gone.
Go ahead when you got it.
Gone out of one, gone. This is the book of Genesis, 27 verse 41, Salakia. I was asking, sir. Read when I'm ready.
Khan, you can read it when you're ready.
Okay, this is the book of Genesis, 27 verse 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him.
And this is where it all stems from. You understand? This is the spirit on the so-called white man. You understand? It says that Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing. You understand? Ezekiel 35 and verse 5 said that these people had a perpetual hatred for us. You understand? This is a story of two brothers. You understand? Two brothers who were fighting from the beginning, wrestling in their mother's womb. You understand? And as we read through the story in Genesis, we see that the spirit on these people, they hate us. They hate blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians because Isaac blessed Jacob. You understand? And this is what it was meant from. This is how it was meant to be from the beginning. You understand? Keep reading.
Gone, sir.
Salakia, before you keep reading, right? This is Esau hated his brother because he was profane, right? He traded his blessing, right? There was a prophecy given out to Esau's mother, Salakia, Rebecca, right? Rebecca got a prophecy about the two nations in her womb, right? Esau said the things that made that prophecy come through. We were talking about that earlier today in the Sabbath service. Esau said the things to make that prophecy come through. He said, you can do this, and broke that treaty and hated his brother. Well, you can keep reading up.
Well, Salakia, you can drop that. Let's jump to.
I can continue.
Well, Salakia, we'll drop that. That's all I want to bring up for that.
No, I was just gonna get the. We were just talking about how Esau was thing. It's alright. We can continue. We got
Let's jump to. Can you grab Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 10?
Sideways.
Salaki, what was that?
Obadiah and verse 10.
You said Obadiah?
God.
Salakia 1 verse 10. Obadiah 1 verse 10.
Gone. Salaki, I'm looking for it. Salaki.
No, sir. Understand, but brothers gotta recognize that there is a spirit on this so-called white man. Understand, and you just gotta look at his history. Look at what he did yesterday. Look at what he did last week. Look at what he's been doing the last damn near 2,000 years.
Right.
You understand? You can go right back to when he became a prominent nation under King Alexander.
Salakia, sir, I have the verse ready.
Go ahead.
It's the book of Obadiah, 1 verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
The so-called white man is going to be cut off forever.
Right.
I understand, and I don't mind if the so-called white man wants to work me hard today.
Right.
You understand? If he wants to take all my money, work my ass to the ground, the harder he works me, the harder I'm going to work him when I'm in rulership.
Right.
You understand? For all the oppression that he's done to us, he is going to be rewarded double. And then he's going to pay with his life. And let's drop that. We can go to Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. We'll grab a couple verses and then we'll close out there. All right, because we got to understand that back in 1960, when Martin Luther King was trying to hold hand in hand with the oppressor, like Officer Zabadi brought out earlier, who can make straight what the Most High has made crooked? You understand? There is no changing these people.
Right.
You understand? There is nothing we gain from integrating with these people. You understand? We got to gather ourselves together and separate ourselves from these animals. You understand? Look at how they treated that 14-year-old boy. Why would you want to integrate within a society that treats our brothers and sisters like that?
Okay.
Why are we going to integrate into a society where these police are supposed to protect us? You understand? As my kids get older, they are never going to call the police for help. You understand? They are going to call somebody in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge.
And I'll be right there.
You understand? Go ahead and read that verse when you got it.
Salakia, which verse?
Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1.
Gone, sir.
Salakia, you got it?
Slakia about that.
Sorry.
This is the book of Zephaniah 2, verse 1. I lifted up mine eyes and looked.
Slakia. Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1.
Oh, 4?
2, chapter 2 and verse 1.
Chapter 2, verse 1.
God.
Oh, Salakia, I was reading Zechariah. Salakia.
This is what blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have. Right. You understand? And as we read through this Bible, anybody that tells you this book isn't a book of order, isn't a book of commands, isn't a book of discipline, isn't a book of militancy, they do not understand the Bible. You understand? This book is all about order. This book is all about obeying our Father. You understand? He gives us laws, statutes, and commandments. He gives us rules and regulations and guidelines on how to govern ourselves, how to treat our brothers, how to treat our sisters, how to treat our wives, how to raise our kids, how to do business with each other, how to govern our nation. You understand? And this is a command from the Most High. This is something that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are required to do from the Most High.
Right.
You got it?
Zephaniah 2, verse 4.
2 verse 1.
2 verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
Read. Select. No sweat. We're having some technical difficulties. We're in the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1.
All right, I got it. Zephaniah 2 verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together. O nation not desired.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we've been on the bottom for far too long. We've been on the bottom for way too long. And we are that nation that is not desired. You understand? You're going around trying to tear down the black man. You understand? Trying to feminize the black man. Telling the daughters of Zion, you understand, that they aren't beautiful, that they're less than. You understand that they need to carry themselves as a so-called white woman. Right. You understand that we need to be more like our oppressors. You understand? We are a nation that is not desired. You understand? We are a nation that everybody on earth looks at like we are on the bottom and we are less than from everybody else. In fact, you understand? We are that nation that is not desired. And the Most High is commanding us, you understand, to gather together. For blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to unite. For black and brown to unite. You understand? And we need to do that under our King, who the world calls Jesus. You understand? Yahweh in the Hebrew. That is our King. That is the man set to rule over us. You understand? He is put in that position because he earned it. He worked for it. You understand? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we got to join ourselves together, gather together, and build our nation back up. You understand? Build our nation back up following who the world calls Christ.
Right. And but Trooper Sakat, are you with us? All right, no sweat. Okay, I wanted to bring out this last precept as we end the class, right? No, I got it. This last precept as we end the class, right? So you could know that the oppressor, he's not going to be in power for long. And yeah, you might do slavery. right? You might have went through slavery. You might still be going through this slavery right now, right? You might have to pay rent to some oppressor. You might have to go to work. You might see these oppressors in your face, and you know that, and all you can do is just bide your time, right? All you can do is serve the Lord, right? That's all you can do right now. Serve the Lord, and He's gonna crack that sky, right? He's gonna send Christ, and Christ is gonna come, and His vesture, there's gonna be blood up to the horse's bride, right? Christ, Yahushua, his garment is going to be dipped in blood from the oppressors, right? As they go to fight each other and they gather themselves in the valley of Jehoshaphat, right? They're going to fight each other. Christ is going to come back. That sky is going to crack, right? And while that happens, we're going to be gathered up into those spaces. Swing low, sweet cheeks, right? That's what we're waiting for those chariots to swing low, right? And as those chariots swing low, this is what's going to happen. Revelations 13 and 10. Right? Hold on, let me get that for you. Revelations 13 and 10. And he that leadeth into captivity, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you were in captivity. You were on those slave ships. You're in those reserves. You got to pay rent to some oppressor, right? Shall go into captivity, right? All oppressors are going into captivity. Straight up and down. There's no way around it, right? They're not going to like what happens, right? And he that killeth with the sword, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you were killed with the sword. Right now you're being 40 Glock over, right? There's knees on your neck. It's 40 Glock tasers, knees on your neck. Like they've developed 1,000 ways to kill us. Right now they got our sisters in the abortion clinic. They know how to kill us. Right. They do it well, right? Must be killed by the sword. Must be killed by the sword, right? Our oppressors have to go through their own death to find out what it was like. That's the only way they're gonna find out what it was like for us to be killed. They only care when it's them, right? Here is the patience and the faith of the saints, right? Get in the I.S.U.P.K. Right. Show that patience. You're tired of some oppressor being over you. What are you doing about it? Right. Right. Straight up. What are you doing about it? Right? You're not going to be able to do nothing until the Lord, right, Salakia. Unless you decide to put in the work for the Lord, how are you going to expect the Lord to put in work for you, right? And I'm going to leave it right there, right? We are over the time. The water for being here with us, right? This is the I.S.U.P.K Saturday night scripture breakdown. We did start a little late, but we are here every Saturday night, 8 p.m., right? You can catch us at Young and Dundas Square. We'll be out there. If you see us handing out flyers, take that flyer, give it to some Black Hispanic or Native American, right? Get in this body with us. Like, we're on real nigga time, straight up and down, right? We need our Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to gather together. That's what we need, right? And we're gonna end the class and leave it right there, right? Let's give a hand. Shalom Yahweh Hashem Yahshai Barakah. Shalom Shema Alatah Hashem Yahshai to all the sisters, right? Once again, this is the I.S.U.P.K Canada, No Cowards Canada. Share this video on all platforms. Hit that sign-in link if you need a name. You don't want to be accounted for the sins of the name that's on that birth certificate. Right. Get a new name, right? Get that leaven out of your heart, right? Shalom.
Shalom.